Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the Betting Talk. Today we have episode 25. We are taking a look at UFC 316, Merab Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley, which is taking place tomorrow, the 7th of June, 2025, starting at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are watching it, make sure to come check out the live companion I will be doing with some of my buddies. We're going to be drinking, smoking, hanging out, talking shit about the fights. Come hang out. We will start off with the 4 best bets. We will go into the props for each fight afterwards, and then we will end it with the parlays at the end. Make sure you guys stick around for the whole thing, and let's get down and dirty and get started right away. Let's go. Now we're going to start off with the 4 best bets of the evening. If you guys are looking for the props, head on over to the middle of the video. If you're looking for that third parlay section, head on over to the end. We're going to start with the 4 best bets now. The first early bet that I love for this evening. Now, this is a bit of a hard card to bet, but I do believe this one will pass with flying colors. I do believe Quillian Salkild versus Yanel Ashmouz. This is probably one of the better spots that you're going to get for Quillian Salkild. He's coming off of a very, very nice victory inside the UFC against Anshul Jubli. Right hand dropped him and put him out cold. Gage Young inside of the Contender Series was able to win a unanimous decision over him. A very, very devastating power puncher of his own. I do believe in this situation against Yanel Ashmouz. I think he just has a little bit too much to offer him. I do believe, at least in my opinion, he has a big problem with guys who have a lot of cardio. He has a big problem with guys who put a lot of pressure against him, and he kind of wilts and crumbles against guys who put up an even, if not better fight than he does in the early rounds. He doesn't really seem to come back all that easy, but I do believe that Anshul Jubli will, or excuse me, Quillian Salkild will get it done. I think maybe over 2.5 is probably your best bet, sitting with Quillian Salkild over 2.5 rounds, sitting at minus 133. I don't mind this as a prop bet. I do believe the Quillian Salkild money line is where the lock is at. If you're looking for the spread, maybe sit alongside Quillian Salkild minus 3.5. But Yanel Ashmouz is not that bad of a fighter. He is very, very able to take a round off Quillian Salkild if it gets to a decision. But I think Quillian Salkild's boxing is just a little bit too much. I think when guys step in and they're looking for those big shots, Quillian's just a guy that can mix it up so well on the feet, change it up to the ground if he really needs to, and use that jiu-jitsu when he needs to in positions where you don't really expect him to have it. You haven't seen a whole lot of it, but he's really devastating on the ground. He has really good chokes. He has really good back takes as well. Just look out for Quillian Salkild early on in the prelims. Now we're going to move on to the second best bet of the evening. This is, I think, the first time I'm going to not put a fighter, but rather put a total on the fight. We're going to be betting the under 1.5 for Jekka Saragi versus Ju Sang Yu. Now, looking back at Ju Sang Yu, very devastating striker, does step in with his hands down. When he throws a combination, he does not keep his hands up most of the time. He overthrows. He overthrows the step. When he throws the overhand, he kind of goes a little bit too much forward, leaving big openings. Jekka refuses to have a decision on his record, a decision loss. He will only lose inside distance. He will only win if a knockout or submission happens. He has a couple decisions in his career, but 8 wins for Jekka come from the first round. He has 5 TKO or KOs, and he has 3 submission victories inside of the first round. Give me Jekka and Ju to go under 1.5 rounds at a minus 110. I think that's just your best shot realistically. I don't think you're getting any better of a price than that. The over is a little bit too scary for me. These guys are devastating in the hands, and they both hold power to put each other out with one strike. Give me the under. Now we're going to move on to the third best bet of the evening. Realistically, if I was a big scumbag, I really could just put Kong Wang in there. But seeing as she's a minus 600, I'm not going to do it to us this weekend. I will give you guys a little bit better of a pick. A little bit more of a friendlier pick, in my opinion. Sergey Spivak. I'm taking him over Waldo Cortez Acosta. Now, again, yeah, we are taking him. You know what? I'll neglect that. I'll take that back. Sergey Spivak is going to be an honorable mention. I cannot confidently take him as a lock here. There are a couple better bets on the card. Problem being, Waldo is one of those guys that I don't know how his gas tank rounds up. He doesn't like going to the scorecards, but he has gone to the scorecards quite a number of times over the last couple fights. Lucas Bresky, he knocked out, which is good. Rebels to Spain, he went to a decision. Who was the other guy he had a decision with? Hold on, let me just pull it up here so I don't fucking say random shit here. Andrei Arlovsky, you know, he's 40 years old, man. You're fighting a 40-year-old guy, 41 or 42 at that time. He didn't look too good in it, and Andrei arguably could have won that fight. You have Sergey Spivak, who's devastating on the ground. Even if Waldo ends up taking him down and reversing position, you have a problem on the ground. You have a problem with him on his back. Sergey is not one of those guys that sits there and just waits. He will attack from the bottom until he gets it. Waldo is a little bit too powerful for me. He did weigh in at 265. Sergey went in at 250. There is going to be a huge power difference when it really comes into the striking. If Sergey can hold up and get Waldo to the ground, I do believe he will get an early submission. Maybe under 2.5 is where you sit. But again, these guys will gas out probably after the first 2 rounds. If it gets to probably over 1.5, you're not seeing a knockout or a submission. So it's a little bit hard with the total. That's why we're staying away from the lock. Now, Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. Confidently, Joshua Van minus 3.5 at a minus 235. Most likely what's going to happen in this fight, Joshua Van will probably knock out Bruno Silva early. He just doesn't have the level of striking you need to stand up with Joshua Van. Joshua Van's a heavy Myanmar prospect who's fighting out of the U.S., just fighting with absolutely devastating talent. He just has such powerful strikes that it's kind of a problem for anyone inside of the octagon. His takedown defense is phenomenal. His gas tank is perfect. Only loss inside of the UFC is Charles Johnson with an uppercut in the 3rd round because his coach told him, if you don't get this knockout, like, what are you fighting for? Like, you need to get out there and finish it. All right, Charles Johnson ran at him, uppercut, dropped him, put him out. Pretty nice. But Joshua Van against Bruno Silva, I do not believe there is a way that Bruno Silva can win this fight other than heavy wrestling. And that's not exactly a spot where Joshua Van falls at. He kind of just flourishes everywhere. He kind of just looks for all different types of the game. He doesn't just stick to one spot, and that's kind of why you can't really put him out against any lower level contender like Bruno Silva, who just got knocked out by Manel Kape, if I'm not mistaken, after eating many groin strikes, which, yes, that is true in the 3rd, and eye pokes as well, many eye pokes. We're going to move on here to the 4th, and probably the lock of the evening if you're not really, dumb. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this so far, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you did enjoy this so far. The spread of minus 3.5 on Joe Pyfer is also very, very yummy. That was super cringe, but you know it is. Very yummy. We're taking that out of the video for sure. Minus 3.5 for Joe Pyfer. I don't mind it. It's kind of hard for me to think that Calvin's going to go out, but Pyfer's so much bigger than him. He's standing at 6'3", Calvin's 5'10", kind of probably going to weigh in probably 20 pounds more because of how big he is. Calvin's kind of just a fat fuck, eats too much food. Give me Pyfer on the spread. But the lock of the evening, now I don't think that you can think of it any other way. And I truly believe that this fight is going to end super fucking quick. We're going Kayla Harrison to win by KO or submission against Juliana Pena. She will finish her inside the distance. Juliana Pena is the epitome of a shitty grappler. Realistically, she's the epitome of a shitty UFC fighter. She has one game plan and one game plan only, and that is to close her eyes, throw straight shots at you. Just close her eyes and throw straight shots, and then when she feels you, she's just going to grab you and try and take you down. That's literally all she does. Literally all she does. She kind of does it shitty, too. Her biggest win on her record, Amanda Nunes, fluke win. Raquel Pennington, fluke win because she did not win that fight. Go back and watch that. Kayla Harrison is so overbearing with the weight. She's so overbearing with the power. She's so overbearing with the wrestling and the punching and the crucifix positions. Give me Kayla Harrison to maul Juliana Pena early. Probably 3rd round, it'll be over. She's going to maul her. There is no question about it. Kayla Harrison is the lock of the week. You cannot look at it any other way. She is the lock. L-O-C-K. Lock it up. She will win inside distance. I don't see it any other way. I don't see how Pena survives. And realistically, Harrison has so many finishes on her record to girls that I actually rate higher than Juliana Pena. Honestly, like, Holly Holm would beat the fuck out of Pena right now, probably. Honestly, she probably would. If her takedown defense holds up, she probably would. That's the 4 best bets. Let's get into the props. We're going to start off with Markel Medeiros versus Mark Choinsky. You got to pick Markel Medeiros because he has the UFC experience. Mark Choinsky making his UFC debut on short notice. We are taking Markel Medeiros by knockout. No. Over 1.5 rounds, most likely you're going to see it. I do like Markel Medeiros on the money line. Quillian Salkild versus Yanel Ashmuz. If you're looking, you don't really like both lines, over 2.5 might be better. I think it will go distance. I think these guys are both very high-level mixed martial artists, and I think we will see the scorecards and see who truly is the better ultimate fighter. Next, we have Jekka versus Ju. You already know it. Under 1.5 is a lock for me. Kong Wang versus Ariana De Silva. Minus 3.5 for Kong Wang is kind of where I'm sitting. There's just not enough... what's the word I'm thinking of? There's not enough... value, that's the word. There's not enough value on the line for Kong Wang. You kind of have to pick a prop. And if you really want to, you could pick knockout. Just not really enough of a high-level statistical output, I guess you could say, inside of the UFC for me to pick her by knockout. I haven't seen what she can do against high-level contenders. Ariane is definitely a lot better than, Gabriela Fernandez or, Victoria Leonardo. A lot better than that. We're just going to go Kong Wang to win on the spread. Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson Berg. Give me Chaos Williams to win by knockout and put Andreas Gustafsson on his ass and absolutely out. Fuck him. I don't care. He put out Pat Pitlick. You're going to go down now, bud. Next on the card, we have Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. If I'm being 100% honest here, I love Sergey Spivak by submission. I love this fight not to go distance. Under 2.5 rounds is where I sit for the props. I do like... either Sergey by submission or Waldo by KO. Kind of where I'm sitting. Hard to see otherwise. Azamat Murzakanov versus Brandonson Ribeiro. Under 1.5 rounds is where I'm sitting. Ribeiro hits like a truck. Murzakanov kind of walks into stuff sometimes. A little bit undersized. May put Ribeiro out early. But again, Ribeiro's put bigger guys out than him. And this motherfucker's big. So the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Give me the under 1.5 rounds. Under 2.5 is probably a lockup at 450. But again, you're paying a little bit too much for what... possibly could go down. Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. I love Joshua Van to win inside distance. Honestly, not to go distance is probably where I'm sitting. Minus 120. Not too bad. Yeah, I do like that. Honestly, do we like that? Yeah, I like that. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. We're going to probably go to the fight to finish inside distance. I do think Vicente Luque could lock up a submission on Kevin Holland, but Holland survives so well, and he's kind of so strong on his back foot. Can lock up his own stuff. I like not to go distance inside this fight. Maybe under 2.5 might be a little bit better for the price, but I think not to go distance is probably locked up. I think someone's going out in that fight. Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. I don't know enough about Patchy Mix to be talking shit about him. He is coming from Bellator. He has fought clearly lesser opposition because regardless of who you're fighting in Bellator, they're not the level of the UFC. And I just don't believe it. That's why they're not there. Patchy's probably going to look good. I think I might stay away from this fight. Honestly, I think I might stay away from this fight. If I was going to bet this fight, I would probably pick not to go distance. Mario Bautista versus Patchy Mix. I mean, Patchy's good on the ground. Really, really good in the jiu-jitsu. Mario's just kind of good everywhere. He can hold you against the cage if he really wants to. He has decent takedown defense. He doesn't really get finished. But it's just too hard to pick a fight. Patchy's making his debut. Let me see. It's tough, eh? It really is tough. Ricky Bandejas. Wow, really? You beat Ricky? That's hilarious. Sergio Pettis. Magomed Magomedov. Who's kind of ass? Oh, fuck, eh. This is fucking weird, man. This is really, really weird. I guess I would, yeah, I'd probably pick Patchy Mix, but I can't. I just can't pick on the fight. A little bit too tough for my liking. I'd probably stay away from it. Keep that in your mind. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Give me Joe Pyfer on the spread. Probably going to knock the fuck out of Kelvin. That would be the pick I would go, but Kelvin's so durable that it's hard to pick it. But realistically, we look at it, Pyfer's probably going to put him out. Most likely. Most likely he's just so big, so powerful. Kelvin's been put down plenty of times before, just the refs haven't stopped it. Look for Joe Pyfer to end this one quick. Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. We're going Kayla Harrison to win via submission or KO inside distance at a -175. Not too shabby. And then we look at the main event of the evening for the final prop of the night. And you have Merab Dvalishvili versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Oh my god. Probably skipping this one too, guys. But honestly, Sugar Sean +5.5. Yeah, kind of have to pick it. You got to think Sean's going to come out here knowing that this is his last attempt at gold. For at least a while, if he doesn't win this one, he's going to come out here blazing, going to come out here all cylinders firing, and he's going to try and take down Merab for the first time in his career with the fucking right hook and just put his lights out and win via knockout. This is the only way I could see Sean winning. This is the only way Merab goes down, is by getting absolutely mauled and put out. It's the only way I can see him winning. Now that we have that completely wrapped up, how about you guys take a nice look at this sheet? If you guys are looking for what you like for the evening, this is what I like. This is what I like personally. Maybe just try and coordinate it with yours and see what you like. Now let's move on to the parlays of the evening. We'll get you guys out of here and ready for the UFC card starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I will be live streaming the entire card. Come hang out. Come watch some fights. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty fun. I actually enjoy talking with the chat, talking some bullshit, you know, making some predictions, making some tiny bets with chat. It's a little bit fun. We're going to move on. Early prelims. Let's get it started. Markel Medeiros, Mark Choinzy. Maybe we go Medeiros early. We go Sal killed on the line. Or in the spread, excuse me, and then you go under 1.5. That could be your early parlay. If you want to do the over 2.5 instead because you like it a little bit better, you get +360. If you want to take Quillian Salkid on the line because it scares you, it's +245. You want to just get rid of Medeiros and put Quillian in the under, you get plus money on it. It's not that bad for an early parlay. I do have her like, let's see what we like here. We do like this, we like this, we like this. This for a 4-pick parlay is kind of shit. If you want to take Colin Wang on the spread, Quillian Salkid on the spread, moves it up to +458 for a 4-pick. You're getting a little bit too much now. Just a little bit overboard. Sergey Spivak, under 1.5 rounds, Hebera Mirzakhanov, under 1.5 rounds, Jekaju. You know, this could be a little bit of a violence parlay, you know what I mean? Under 2.5 maybe instead, but I do like Sergey on the line a lot. If you want to take the best bets, it was Quillian on the line. You had under. You had we had Joshua Van on the spread, and we had Pena to win inside distance. Now that puts you. We could put the spread instead. Sets you at a +445. I do like this a lot as a bet by itself. I do think this one's going to cash quite well, and I think we're going to at least see one parlay cash this week. I think we can go Joe Pyfer on the spread. Under 2.5 rounds, Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland. If I can fucking get it. Let's do that. We'll do Harrison on the spread. And we'll do Bruno Silva and Joshua Van spread. And that could be your late. Again, this is a little bit harder to kind of make parlays with. This is a good parlay, but it doesn't pay enough. You know what I mean? You got to find parlays that pay good enough to take the risk. You're taking a huge risk every time you add an extra selection to your parlay. You're adding massive amounts of variability. You're adding massive amounts of possible things that could happen and could not happen. A lot of flukes can happen. A lot of things can change. You got to be really careful by the way that you bet. And honestly, this 6-pick parlay, I love it. For a big parlay on the night, you're looking to make a little bit of cash. You're looking to see what you can do. I do like this a lot. If you want to add more on it because you're a fucking savage, Kong Wang on the spread, I wouldn't even take that, honestly. It's too sketchy. It's way too sketchy. This is probably where I'd sit with the bets, honestly. Chaos Williams moneyline, Quillian Salkid on the spread 3.5, under 1.5 rounds, Jekka Jew. Sergey Spivak, Joshua Van spread, Joe Pyfer spread, plus 15.45, $25 gets you $325. That's pretty good. Realistically, it's probably one of the better bets you're going to get for the night. You're not going to get much better than that. If you want to take something, honestly, has she been submitted? She's been submitted a couple of times in her life, huh? You know what? We're gonna do Kayla Harrison by submission. This is gonna be the cycle parlay. Kayla Harrison by submission, Joshua Van by knockout, and we'll give you a, oh my goodness, what the fuck, holy fucking shit, there's nothing. Okay, we're gonna go Sergey Spivak by submission too. You got to put a little bit of faith in the boy. $25 here. It's not a cycle parlay. It does give you 6 of 53 back. It's kind of hard to pick a decision here, realistically. Maybe Kong Wang by decision at a plus 130. Maybe you could put her in there instead of Kayla Harrison. You put the plus 130 in there. Bang! Maybe you get like something crazy like that. I don't know. You can do a couple mix-up. A couple variabilities. There's not a whole lot. We're going to do also an over-under parlay real quick because I do like this a little bit. We're going to do, oh my god, boom, boom, boom. There we go. We're going to do Markel Medros versus Mark over. We're going to do Quillian Salkid Yanel over, Jekka and you under, Kong Wang and De Silva. We're probably going Kong Wang on the ground is not that bad. And Ariane's been knocked out by Priscilla, dude. That's the thing, man. That's really the thing. We're just you know what? Over 1.5 is what I like for that fight. KS Williams, Andreas Berg, Andreas Gustafsson. Carlson Harris. I mean, yeah, we can go under, maybe under 2.5 is a little bit better on this fight. Let's see here. Under 2.5, you have Sergey and Waldo under, Asmat under, Bruno under, Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland. I mean, fuck, man. Probably under 2.5 is where you're sitting. Give me that. You got Mario Batista Patchy Mix. Probably going under on that one. Under 2.5. Calvin, Joe under. Kayla under. Merab, Sean. We're going to skip that. Plus 64,000. $25 gets you back 18 grand. Why don't you guys put $25 on it. Walk away. Come back. Go on vacation. All right. That's what you should do, because we're hitting this weekend. We're hitting something this weekend. We're going to smash the books in the fucking face. We're going to make some money. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys have not already. This has been the Betting Talk. I will see you guys all tomorrow for the live. Peace.